Hey everybody, it's your girl Coco Kitten Bruja here, and I am back with another deck review. I am doing Alana Fairchild's White Light Oracle, and this deck is a high vibrating deck. It works with white light, it works with frequencies, and it is very much a great deck for light working purposes. A very good friend of mine who does readings on YouTube. I will link her channel in the description. She received this deck, and we always go back and forth about the different decks that we get. Sometimes if one buys one, the other one will buy it because it's like, ooh, I gotta have it. So I was looking at this deck on Facebook for a long time and didn't get it. It was in my save for later for the longest. Then she got it. And I was like, oh, damn, I need to buy this deck. And the moment I decided that I wanted this deck, it was sold out for months. Couldn't get it anywhere, or it was super inflated. Like the regular price on these cards was like 26 bucks, but I was finding it for like 50 and 60 bucks because you couldn't find it anywhere. And I was like, okay, well, when it's time for me to get it, it'll be available. And lo and behold, the day came and I was finally able to get them, and I've been in love ever since. This deck is very much, like I said, a high vibrating deck, and you'll see why in a second. So it's a 2-part box, sturdy and durable, good for travel. The guidebook is extensive, but it comes with, you know, the basic black and white. The font is easy to read, which I appreciate. Pages are kind of thin, so you want to be careful with it. But we have a full table of contents, so you can go exactly to the card that you need to go to. And then we have our basic intro, explaining the cards, how to use them. I like this particular deck because it goes into a lot. You can learn a lot from this particular deck. It talks about ego and the sacred. Yeah, this book goes really deep before you even get into the cards, right? And this is very much a light working deck. You can learn a lot. When I read over, I've had to read this several times just to get a really good understanding of the purpose of this deck. And I feel like those of you who want to dive into that would get a lot from this guidebook. So now we get into cleansing and blessing the deck and how to use the deck. You can even use this particular deck for rituals. And then it goes into the actual meaning, which is very deep. There is history behind each card, and it goes into the history of the card. There's a quick little blurb, kind of like a keynote for the particular card. And then it gives you healing instructions for using the card. And a lot of these different cards and its meaning may not be something that you are accustomed to, or it may be something that's very new and foreign to you. But I assure you, as somebody who felt the same way with this deck, the moment you start reading into what it's about and the history behind it, you'll start to find different meanings that resonate with you. I will fully admit that I use the guidebook every single time I use this deck because it goes so deep, right? And the ideologies behind the cards may not be something that's always at the forefront of my mind. One reason I do like this deck, I'm glad this card is on top. So it also gives you frequencies that you can look up and listen to in order to also receive downloads outside of just the guidebook. So I'm going to show you guys some of the imagery, and they all have the same range of colors. So not only are you getting the message of the spirit bear, but you also get a frequency to go with it to really tap into. Not all of the cards have this, like the 7 blessings of Eve, excuse me. But they all have a level of energy to them. This is another deck that sometimes if a card resonates enough with me, I will actually place it under my pillow and sleep with it. Especially if it has a frequency attached. I will sleep with the card under my pillow and also listen to that frequency through binaural beats, which you can find on YouTube. So these are very powerful images that may not resonate with everybody. Some might actually find them a little off-putting from what I've heard. You're going to go with what resonates. This deck may not resonate with you. I find that when I am tapping into like my light worker, starseed energy, I like to use these cards to kind of get a feel from where I am energetically, vibrationally. Shout out to Bastet. There's a lot to be found in these particular cards. You guys let me know how you feel about this deck, how these cards make you feel. If this is a deck that you'd be willing to even try out, hit those comments. Let me know how you feel. I give this deck like an 8 out of 10. This is a very niche type of deck. It's almost like the deck finds you more than you find this deck. And I love it. This is one of my keeper decks. I do plan on having the decks that I no longer use up for sale or even gifting some of them. But this is definitely a deck that I plan on keeping. Again, hit those comments and let me know how you feel about this particular deck. If you like a reading, you can go to CocoKittenBruja.com or find me on Instagram or Facebook at CocoKittenBruja. If you like any of the resin pieces that you see, you can go to prismbyckb.com for those and more. Hit the like, hit the subscribe button for more deck reviews and other awesome shenanigans. And until next time, guys, peace.